10-4 Forkers. Call sign Sea Monkey here again. Last week was an interesting week. Mystic Mikey went on a date. That was really something. He kind of botched it, but didn't do as bad, I guess, as he could have done. And then we had Turner Renfrow and Ted Malone revealing their development plans for the town, complete with a new security detail that is completely in the private interest of protecting their construction site down in the southeast. We'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Major Gladstone, a military geologist, introduced himself to the gang and said that he had seen Mystic Mikey's glow before, maybe in the rocks. Things just aren't adding up here, and it's just something we're going to have to hold on to and see. Onward, into strangeness and adventure. Sea Monkey out.
All right, hello and welcome back to Moonfork. We've got a couple exciting things to do before we jump back into Major Gladstone. And the first thing is for each player to introduce themselves and popcorn it to another player. Make sure to say your name and your character's name, and maybe make it a little ambiguous as to which one is which. I popcorn it to Tyler.
Yes, this is Clinton, played by Tyler, and I popcorn over to Lark.
Hi, my name is John, actually, and I'm playing Lark, and I'm going to popcorn it to Tommy.
Yep, Tommy. My legal name is Thomas, and my character's name is Mystic Mikey.
And I'm Jonathan Michael Malks. And the second exciting thing we get to do today is Clinton Brooks has now gotten 5 failures or 5 XP and is going to level up. So leveling up Clinton, you can do a number of things, which we've done with other folks. But I'm just going to pull the book out here so that we can get this done together on air before we dive in. And here's my little tab. Okay, so improvements. There are 10 types of improvements. You can get +1 to a rating. So you can just like, your hunter has tough 0, you can select an improvement, +1 tough, and then you're a little tougher. You can take a move from another playbook. That's what some of our other players have done. You can gain an ally or gain a team, which is basically formalize a relationship with someone in town, which we've discussed in the past. So like if someone is your friend, you can formalize that relationship, which means that they have a motivation to provide emotional support for you, not just me bullshitting, basically. And there are a number of different subordinate, lieutenant, friend, bodyguard, confidant, backup. You can gain a haven if you wanted to have another HQ. You could do that. You can add an option to your haven, so you can add a new place to the HQ. You're not the crooked, you're not the initiate or mundane or professional. You can change some of your dark side tags if you want, which would just mostly be flavor, but some folks like doing that. So those are your options. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, my thought was maybe taking another spooky move and kind of adding some damaging magic into my repertoire.
Okay. Yeah,
What do you think
take
about
another
that?
move from your playbook. So what move do you want that to be?
I think that would be the big whammy, which I can use my powers to kick some ass, and I can roll plus weird instead of plus tough to do that. So I'm gonna start channeling some of this weird Krakoa magic into some physical damage, hopefully.
The big whammy. Okay, so this is what happens, what you all notice. You are sitting down in Valentine's Diner with Major Gladstone, and you all notice Lark and Mystic Mikey, that as Major Gladstone's kind of going through his spiel, you look into Clinton's eyes, which were before like kind of a deep brown, and now they're like almost amber. Like you can kind of see that they've gotten a little bit lighter, almost orangish. Not like bright orange or anything, but you kind of like double take as Clinton kind of melds a little bit with the power of the lighter in Cronoa. And that's all happening while Major Gladstone says the following. Back during the Reagan administration, there was a secret project going on in Angel Falls. And this is Johnny again. I'm hopping in here. We've like made up a name for Mystic Mikey's town over, like, and it was so many episodes ago that I don't remember it, and I didn't write it down and I couldn't find it. So I'm calling it Angel Falls, and that's what it's going to be from here on out. Apologies for the retcon. Okay. At first, we took to the natural caves beneath the town to study the way the minerals there were responding to the intense heat and pressure that the waste was being put under. We were trying to repurpose toxic waste, and some of the byproduct naturally spilled out and seeped into the rock. The folks working the project thought nothing of it. After all, they said you can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs. Well, this omelet in particular spawned something otherworldly. There was this grotto, an underground system of rivers and lakes, and the byproduct must have seeped into the water because out walked some creatures the likes of which we'd never seen. They'd spawned like humanoid-like arms and legs, and fused with the geology of a place in the way. There were fish the size of people with claws made from unrefined metals and fool's gold, and they glowed green. Like you, son. Do you have a history with Angel Falls? When did you start glowing? And this is Johnny again. Mystic Mikey was envisioning that you were the kind of kid that would be like a bit of a like amateur spelunker. Like you were kind of like
100%.
maybe a little tyke and like exploring the caves at some
Yes.
point. But if you want to give another answer or justification, whatever. But that's the question you're asked. Have you ever been in those caves?
Dude, I loved hanging out in the caves. There's all kinds of cool molds and slimes and weird worms that crawl down from the ceiling. And I used to pick up bats and kiss them on the mouth and stuff. And sometimes you'd go a little bit too far down, and there would be some fumes that you'd breathe, and things would look a little weird for a little while. But I'd always just kind of come back up. Nothing bad ever happened. So no bad experiences whatsoever when it comes to caves.
You kissed bats on the mouth?
Yeah, they're very cute.
Interesting. Well, that must explain it. I'm here now investigating another anomaly.
Which part explains it?
I mean, just the fact that you spent time in the caves. Like, it must have been soon after the project was shut down. They sealed off the area I was mentioning, and it's nothing that like a few assault rifles couldn't handle as far as the creatures there. They weren't like
the creatures?
Superhuman strength or anything. Yeah, the creatures that were spawned with the waste that came out of the water. Yeah. So the military put them down and sealed off the area, but it doesn't it doesn't surprise me that some fumes were able to give a slight glow to anyone continuing to get down into the restricted area. Still, this whole thing left the government feeling rattled to the point where there was a girl that died here some time ago. Maybe you heard of her. Her name was Linda Pugh. And in 1985, she reportedly was seen running out of the caves after going in there with her high school sweetheart. That other girl was never found, but Pugh turned up about a week later here in Moon Fork, half transformed and dead in the cannery building. Look, I know what comic books say about toxic waste and shit, but this isn't some fairy tale. People don't just change. Like I said, I'm investigating something else here. The swales, you've probably seen me walking around. They shouldn't be there. All the research I've been doing, it's unbelievable. There isn't any underlying rock. I can't get a reading on what's underneath at all, and now, frankly, I'm scared to dig. I'm feeling conflicted as to whether I should even report this to my superiors. I'm a military man for the pension. I have no illusions about what my employer does to unknown and or threatening entities, and it seems like you've got enough going on in this town. And he kind of trails off and goes quiet, but that's what you hear from Major Gladstone, and Sandy Dunn comes by with kind of a concerned look and clears the plates away, and as she's doing so, she says, Lark, I can tell you're busy, but could I have a word with you just before you go?
Yeah, no problem. What's up?
I just finished up your conversation. You can talk to me when you're leaving. And she brings the plates back and busses them. And you're there with Major Gladstone if you want to ask any questions or have more of a conversation. But he seems like he's about ready to get back to work.
Clinton, you've been living here for a while. Is there anything, I don't know, you know about the swales that might connect with what Major Gladstone's talking about?
Well, they've been here really as long as I can remember. I don't remember anything too suspicious happening. Major Gladstone, how would you feel about coming down with us down to look at some of these caves? You probably have some access to get us down there.
I can't recommend going there. I was dispatched to study the swales, and I mean, hell, I'm scared of them now. I wouldn't go sticking my neck out. I've got a family, but I mean, seems like the glowing boy knows how to get in there anyway, and nothing's changed since he went in because it was all sealed off before that anyway. So I won't be going with you, and I, again, would recommend, unless you want to start glowing yourselves or end up like that fish girl, that you not go down there. Yeah, I just thought I had a responsibility to tell you because, frankly, your government has failed you.
That's too true, man. Listen, we know about Linda. What was her best friend's name? Who came back?
They were lovers. So maybe, I guess, best friends in that sense. But I don't know. You know, the report on the file just says that witnessed 2 folks going in and only one coming out that was later identified as Linda Pugh, a missing girl from this town, but I'm not certain.
Interesting.
There's no public record of her name or disappearance at all, as far as you know?
Not in Angel Falls or Moon Fork, but those were the areas of interest at the time. It's possible it could be related to a number of other missing people's reports.
That could be interesting to find that out.
I mean, as far as I know, if y'all are interested in what's going on in the caves, they didn't go in to investigate or anything. I think they were just looking for a place to fuck, as crass as that sounds. But
Mr. Mikey is blushing like very, very red.
Whoa, your whole aura changed there a little bit. Now you're kind of glowing scarlet.
Uh,
Mikey,
That's all
maybe
he
you could
said.
take Marlene down there sometime.
Why not? Clinton! She's a nice girl. This crazy old man, he's got no filter.
Did you say Clinton? Are you part of the Brooks family?
That I am.
Oh, well, old boy, I'm sorry. That was a real tragedy. Lots of strange things happen in these parts. And he stands up to go and kind of pays Sandy on his way out and says, if you have any more questions, I'll be up on those hills, and walks out the door.
Thank you, Major.
And you see him walking off in his big green coat. And you are sitting at the diner, as you do a lot of days.
I mean, I think we could do one of two things. I think we could either try and find out more information about this lover, which I think would be an interesting thread to pull on. Or we could just put our heads down and just plow right into the cave. But that feels like, I don't know, maybe a little bit premature. What do you guys think? Yeah, go ahead.
I think there might be a third door. I think maybe we could talk to your lady friend there, Mikey, because if I'm not mistaken, she also has a glow. So maybe she's been down there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could ask her.
Yeah, we're like hours after their, I think, not great date. I mean, Mikey maybe is down to go down to talk to her right away. So
yeah, I guess you got to wait the 24 hours. But
I got to give her 24 hours. I mean, I wouldn't say it wasn't great. I mean, it could have been better, but it was pretty good. I mean, Okay. I mean, we could try to figure out. We could give it the 24. Ask Magic Marlene in a day. Hey, girl, why are you green like me? Did you doing any spelunking in your free time? And in the meantime, we could try to find out more about Linda's lover.
Sounds like a good plan, Mikey.
Yeah, should we go search?
Well, who should we ask?
Yeah, like maybe search the headquarters, maybe, right? Like I would imagine that there must be some information about this from the monster hunting club.
Yeah. We're at the diner, so we can just pop right down there.
Yeah, I think maybe you guys go down there and I talk to I almost said Sarah.
Sandy.
Whoops.
So these things happen all at once. So you stand up from the table, Clinton and Mystic Mikey. You walk toward the walk-in freezer, and Lark and Sandy are just chatting like by the counter. Meanwhile, you all hear the bell ring, and Magic Marlene actually walks in the door and goes, "Mikey, is that you?"
No.
And
hey, Marlene. So great to see you. What's up?
Wow, this is just serendipitous, isn't it? I was just coming to grab a bite to eat. What's up with you?
Just chit-chatting with some pals.
Cool. Well, I hope that goes well. I'll just
So are we like walking into the freezer? Like, are we like walking into the back of the
You were
restaurant
like
right
walking toward the back. Yeah.
Okay. Shit. Hey, can I ask you something? We can sit down just real quick. It'll only take a second.
Yeah, what's up? Okay, we'll cut over to Lark and Sandy Dunn now. And Sandy goes, Lark, thank you for making a bit of time. So after that presentation, I kind of got together with some other leaders of the town and came up with like a movement, Save the Fork. I don't like the idea of like random private security walking around town, and I certainly don't like the idea of like having a theme park over there in the empty lot by the forest. I feel like it would be an element that that would just it would make everything feel kind of trashy and sad and commercial, and that's not the moon fork that I want to live in. And I just we were doing a little bit of planning, like talking through, like the name, perhaps a logo, maybe some protests, and then just when I got back to work, I got this, and she like shows you a little scrap of paper, and on it, written with just like a regular looking Sharpie type marker, it says, "Sin visits the sinful, Miss Sandy. Yours, PB." And she was just like, "Well, I know you've been helping out with just weird stuff that's been happening, and this has got me pretty scared. So I was wondering if there was something you could maybe do." And then let's cut back to Mystic Mikey and Magic Marlene, while Lark formulates a response there.
Can we like sit down at the bar? Can I like kind of guide her to like sit down at the bar? Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah. You sit down on like some red vinyl stools at the bar, and there's like a case of glazed donuts in front of you as you have a chat.
Well, this is not the question I want to ask you, but do you like donuts? I love donuts.
Oh my gosh, yeah. They've been one of my favorite foods, and since when I was little, like instead of having a cake for my birthday, I just had like a little tower of donuts that my family would chow down on. Pretty fun.
That is so fun and really, really, really cool.
Thanks.
Hey, listen, so I've always had a weird thing about me that I never really knew how to resolve and or describe, or it made me feel different from other people. And it's my ambient glow, which started sometime in adolescence. I always suspected it might be because I spent a lot of time in caves growing up.
Why are you laughing?
I noticed that you glow a little bit too. And I was wondering if when it started for you, maybe if you spent some time in caves growing up, or if you're from Angel Falls, like, I don't know. Where did that start for you, Marlene?
She blushes a little bit and goes, I really didn't know that I glowed before I met you. That's nice that you think so.
Well, you've always glowed to me.
Aw, thank you. What color do you see? I haven't noticed anything, seriously.
Wait, really? Sorry, that's table talk. I thought she was aware of it.
You see a like pinkish reddish glow around her.
Oh. But she doesn't know.
She's saying what she's saying.
Okay. Well, to me, it's sort of like a beautiful, gentle pink-red aura.
Wow. Huh, I wonder what it means.
I don't know, but if it's only me that can see it, maybe it means that we're connected in some way.
Oh, wow. I mean, I kind of hope so, Mikey, if it's not too forward.
I really hope so, too. And I don't know how to tie this conversation up. But
so, like, where were you going? Were you, like... I saw you and Clinton walking toward the back. Do y'all, like, work here, or... Because, like, the bathroom's around the other way, so back there would just be, like, the kitchen, I guess?
Well, Clinton, we've become pals in the last couple of days, and he just mentioned to me that he used to work here, and he was just going to show me, apparently there's kind of a cool room in the back that he was going to show me.
Oh, cool. Well, I hope you enjoy, like, exploring that.
Yeah, I love to explore.
Yeah, it was really good to see you, Mikey.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me ask you that question.
Yeah, of course. It's really sweet.
Enjoy your
Joaquin,
donut.
I'll have a donut and some coffee, please. And Lark, will cut back to you and Sandy as Clinton and Mikey disappear into the back room that they are going to explore. Sandy's looking at you with this concerned kind of grimace.
Well, Sandy, I want to say that that's unbelievable, but after the past couple days, like, I don't know if anything's unbelievable anymore. I don't think you should stop. I think, there's power in numbers. Intimidation isn't going to fly. We're trying to get to the bottom of it, but maybe try to lay a little bit low. You guys are free to use the downstairs to meet if you'd like. Please keep us updated on any other messages you might get, but we're gonna try to figure this out. I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, at a base level, I feel like maybe we could try to tackle zoning so they can't do this, but I don't know. It feels like everything's bought up. Town council's probably corrupt. Who knows?
When you say the downstairs, are you talking about that weird, like, trapdoor area that Paige marked for the little glowing kid a little while back?
Yeah. It's it's where my mom used to have her meetings, and I trust you, but
okay.
But maybe only bring down people there that you trust and that you can trust.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. It's got me thinking because it was just at the sheriff's station that we had the meeting, and it wasn't like, it was kind of in a closed door situation. So I wonder like what the deal was, if someone inside the room was reporting on something, but it was kind of a close-knit group. So I'm going to have to look into it more. I appreciate it. Before I head down there, I'll make sure it's only with trusted folks like you said, but it's nice to know you'll be keeping an eye out, and I'll do the same.
Thank you, Sandy. We're trying to make it right.
All right then. And she kind of goes back to her work, and I imagine you disappear into the back room as well, walking by Magic Marlene, who is chowing down on a donut and kind of just staring off dreamily up at the ceiling. You all make it down to the HQ, and the purpose of this was to try to figure out if there was information about what the caves under Angel Falls or Linda Pugh, or a little bit of both.
I think a little bit.
Yeah, either, I guess, but I think specifically Linda and her lover.
Okay. Yeah, so you all have seen information about Linda down here before, as you kind of originally went through the logbooks. The main things you learned from those logs starting out were obviously the name of the victim, which has actually been kept like pretty quiet, as far as like the connection to kind of the transformation. Like, the name has been in the papers as far as like missing girl found, and the incident has been in the papers, but very little are they, like, seldom are they connected. But there's like evidence to that in the logbooks. And the other thing that you find notable now, as you go back and read them, are that it's like her situation, that circumstance, was like the first time and the last time since that it had been witnessed. So like most of the creatures in the past were like intent on something, either like, again, like devouring something, rampaging without like cause, but trying to kill people and destroy things, or like trying to like gather information, something along those lines. There was never like some kind of like half transformed, like mostly innocuous being that was more like pitiful than anything, which is kind of like what that situation seemed like. So it almost seems like, while, you kind of compare Linda's file with that of some of the other monsters that you've done research on, it almost seems like while they're both, maybe you could put like sea creature themed or nautically themed. Like, it's almost as if they are coincidentally so rather than like directly connected is what you would like deduce from comparing the two. Because she never like tried to attack anyone. She never tried to like do any kind of mischief. It's almost as if she was like trying to hide herself away because she was ashamed of what was happening to her. And that's why she was found in that state. That's kind of what you glean from the notes. The same article that was referenced by Major Gladstone is also included in the file as far as like she was seen with like a companion going into the cave. And he had more details about that since he was privy to some secret information as to like they were lovers and they were high school students from the local area. But again, like there's just a newspaper clipping here, so it doesn't include a name. That's what you glean from the files.
Do we see anything else about glowing yellow monsters or glowing yellow people or anything in this, or is this really just a Mystic Mikey and Marlene thing, as far as we can tell, just from this glance?
You don't see anything about a glow, but you also know that like from the information that you glean from Major Gladstone, it's possible that like the glow just has to do with the few people who have been in the caves. Whether it's that like it gives someone a glow like Mystic Mikey's, or it allows people to see a glow, because Mystic Mikey's seeing glows now too. So there might be something there, but yeah, you don't glean anything from the files about glowing.
Lark's down here now too, we think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Where do you guys think we should go from here? Sandy got a really threatening letter, and I don't really know what to do about it. It was weird because it had kind of like a religious undertone. It said something about sin coming for the sinners. I don't know what to do. I don't know. It seems like she told me that she's trying to organize and stop, these commercial aspects from taking over our town. And they had this meeting in kind of a closed door setting with people she trusted, and still she got a threat. So I don't know who we can trust. I don't know who's been bought out. I don't know where to turn next, and I don't know how deep this goes. Obviously, it goes pretty deep with the caves, but metaphorically speaking, too, I don't. It's every day is scarier than the last.
Yeah, maybe we need to help her fuck with the local those local police boys and kind of see who is helping the cause and who is maybe working against them.
I can put a call out on the radio and see if anyone else has gotten threatening letters.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
All right, I'm gonna go do that. Do you guys want to, I don't know, involve the cops at this point?
I don't think we can trust them. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, at some point we're going to have to, get help from some people, but I don't know who those people are yet.
Yeah, well, it seems to me like this group of concerned moms or whoever she's organizing can definitely help us out with this. But we obviously have to help root the mole out.
Okay, let's get on it. Let's go send out these calls, figure out who's sending these threats.
So are you all heading off to Mystic Mikey's basement apartment? Or are you splitting up, or what do you want to do?
We can, I don't know. If we split up, what would you guys go do, I guess?
I think we should try to figure out if anyone else has gotten threats first, and then try to talk to them.
So
process of elimination.
Lark, you got like the list of folks who were in the Save the Fork initial meeting, and that was Dr. Kipchetti, Sheriff Dent, and Ranger Anchorage Wynn. So it's just 3 other people and Sandy were in the room. You're not sure. She said it was like a closed door situation at the sheriff's office. It's not like, Fort Knox, but like it was fairly secure. So it was either someone was spying on them or one of them told someone, is the implication. So you know that those are the people you're kind of keeping an eye on.
Okay. Maybe I should go talk to Dr. Kipchetti one more time. See if I can finally fully burn the bridge. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling lost here. I don't usually feel lost, but this is so overwhelming, and I'm not even fully healed yet. I feel like I thought this was over.
Sorry, it was Dr. Kipchetti and who else?
Dr. Kipchetti, the forest ranger, the local forest ranger in Beaks Lamp State Forest, which is Anchorage Wynn, and then Sheriff Dent.
I mean, we could talk to the forest ranger instead.
Yeah, have we talked to them yet?
You have not had a one-on-one conversation with Anchorage. And then the members that they were trying to get to come, but had to work, were Ona Fellow, who is like she runs like the local, basically artisan bread bakery and coffee roastery, which is like right on where the Upper Crab meets Spoon Brook. So like right on the water. It's like one of the major attractions, if you want to put it that way, of Moon Fork, but locally held. And then the other person they were trying to get to come, who's kind of like the manager of the local watering hole, and which is also a curling club, is Perkins McDermott, who you've met at the diner before. But they weren't there. They're just like other members who they are considering in the community.
I think going down to the bakery could be a good idea. Kind of just check it out and see. I also think that we haven't visited the curling club yet, and that seems like a pretty iconic spot in town. So I'm down to do that.
Yeah, we could just have a little day on the town and talk to various people about threatening letters and cults and stuff.
It's true.
It sounds like a more normal day than what we've been having. So
that's true.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because as you're walking out of the diner, on the way to make a stop at Mystic Mikey's apartment to put out a call, let's have Clinton read a bad situation just as you're walking along toward the Livingston's house.
That's good because I have good sharp. So I rolled a 10.
10 is great. So on a 10 plus, hold 3, and they're like questions. And if you act on the answers, you get +1 ongoing while the information is relevant. Basically, before I read the questions, I'll set up the situation. You're walking along Granite Lane, and even though Clinton is like an older guy, Clinton, this is something that you haven't noticed because you haven't looked in a mirror, but since your eyes became a little bit more orange, your hearing has also become a lot better than what you're used to. And while Lark and Mystic Mikey might take it to be just like a bird call or something farther off, you distinctly hear like a scream coming from toward the high school, so north of town, which would just be like a minute's jog away. It's a very small area. But here are the questions. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there dangers you haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims? So there's a number of options, but basically before you ask these questions, like unless it's best way in or best way out, like, are you telling the other two about this and are you going toward it? I imagine you are, but I want to let you play it out.
Do you hear that?
No.
Not
What
really.
are you talking about?
What's going on?
How can y'all not hear that, dumb young kids? And then I kind of start just kind of vastly old man walking towards the sound.
Okay, Lark and Mystic Mikey, do you follow?
Old man walking.
Yeah. I'm trying to grab him.
All right, so you reach kind of like the high school, which I think only Mystic Mikey visited before with the AV club. They're trying to get an answer to our riddle. But you actually, Clinton's kind of trot leads you out to the sports field, which is natural grass still in this town, no artificial turf. It's got like you can tell student drawn or student kind of like, like drawn, painted, and spray paint vampire logo on the center of the field. Go Vamps. And there on the field, you see a sight that is kind of at turns horrifying, concerning, and confusing to each of you for different reasons, since you each have different emotional investment in what's going on. You see a massive, like a huge crab, like a spider almost. So those of you who are like inclined to marine biology would know it as a spider crab. It's like a big crab, but its body is fairly small relative to its massive legs, which kind of like allow it to creep along the ground. And its wingspan, if you want to put it that way, is like as large as a human. So the body is relatively small, but like the legs are kind of the part of it that is notable. And it is like crawling along at a fast pace, chasing none other than Magic Marlene, who is like running off into the woods by the sports field. So that's what you see, and now you can ask the questions, Clinton. So best way in, best way out, which, I mean, you can probably answer for yourself. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable? And what's the best way to protect the victims?
Yeah, I guess my first question would be, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
No, the main danger is the only danger in this case, and it's the big crab.
The big crab. Okay, that's good. What is the best way to protect the victim?
Yeah, best way to protect the victim. So you think that Magic Marlene is very logically running into a place where she could like hide. And so the best way to protect Magic Marlene would probably be to distract the crab for enough time for her to like get away, essentially. Yeah.
Sorry, can you say the questions again?
Yeah. You ask kind of the two most relevant ones, but remember, you can ask one that's like easy, and you'll get +1 while the information's relevant. So you could kind of ask any question at this point and get +1, but best way in, best way out. What's the biggest threat and what's most vulnerable to you are the other ones.
What's most vulnerable to me? Like, would that be like, do we see a weak spot or like a?
It would be like
that,
what? It would be like how could it hurt you? Basically, is a rephrased answer.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I guess I would ask that just maybe so I have +1 on it attacking me, but I feel like it's going to be the crabbiness of the giant crab is going to be what can hurt us. But I'll ask that.
Yeah, I mean, what's most vulnerable to you is like you get the sense that when you just see the way that this creature moves, and it's like, as far as you know, it doesn't look like that different than a crab you would see just like in a particular part of the world, like probably in an area that's not here, but like it doesn't look like the other creature you saw that was like a beefy like fish man. It just looks like a big scary crab. So probably what's vulnerable to you is like the idea that this creature doesn't have an agenda outside of like killing, or outside, like the reason it's here appears to be a lot more primal than the last one. Like it doesn't seem to be going after anything other than people. Yeah.
One more question from my end. Because spider crabs kind of have like diminutive little claws. Does this guy have big claws? Like, what's the?
So yeah, that could also be answered in what's most vulnerable. And so yeah, it looks, if your character knows anything about spider crabs, it looks pretty much like a spider crab, just a little bigger, or like probably the biggest spider crab to have ever existed, which is pretty big. So you would imagine that the danger would come not from like a pinch, but rather from like a puncture. Yeah. So you're more worried about like piercing than like slashing, if we're putting it in tabletop RPG terms.
I think
We got to get this thing off her, guys.
Yeah, we just start running, right?
Yeah.
Just rapidly enter the situation.
For sure. I mean, I'm still kind of just charging towards it. I guess I paused to ask these questions to the DM, but now that that's over, I am back. Just absolutely old man running towards it. Kind of, I'm going to try to like circle, kind of like run at it, but then kind of go horizontally to kind of try to get it to go after me just a little bit.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing that Magic Marlene is in danger, I'm running directly towards her on like a sort of an intercepting line.
Yeah.
I'll stick with Clinton. Try to get behind the crab at some point.
Okay, so the scene is like, I would say Clinton, the crab, and Magic Marlene are all moving at a somewhat similar pace, and Mystic Mikey and Lark are moving a little faster than them. So if you can imagine, it's like a football field, right? Standard. And it looks like Marlene was chased like somewhere from the building out towards the woods. And to kind of try to put as much distance in between herself and the crab, she's kind of like strafing while like running diagonally from the building. So basically she's just crossing like the middle of the field where the vampire logo is now. And y'all are starting out kind of at the top of a little hill running down onto the field. And so this is what I'll say like happens just like in real time. I would say like Lark and Mystic Mikey could probably reach the crab in like 20 seconds of running time, whereas like Clinton would probably take, indefinitely, because he'll always be like the same distance away. So keep that in mind as you're like figuring out your moves.
It's like, but roughly how far away are we from her right now?
I would say you're like at the sideline and she's in the middle of the field. So it would probably be like, I think that would be 25 yards or maybe like 20 yards.
Got it.
And Mystic Mikey, you can catch up to her, and Lark, you can catch up to the crab, and Clinton, you can be somewhere close but not caught up to either one. So keep that in mind with what you're doing for your moves, but they're both just booking it, so y'all can act while they're doing that.
I kind of think we should tell Marlene to run into the woods, because I imagine it'd be harder for a crab with exceedingly long legs to kind of get through like brambles or, close confined areas. I don't know if that would help like tangle them up.
Yeah, you can try that. I think Mystic Mikey would think it'd be really cool to cast a magic spell on this crab and try to impress his crush.
Let's start with that.
Yeah. So I have a juju bag, which I can use to cast far magic and attempt to do harm on this guy.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to do that.
All right.
Assuming that I can, it says it's far magic, so I'm assuming I can hit it from 25 yards.
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, we'll
Don't
count
miss.
that. I just want like, we've kind of talked about this a couple times, but I want to like really nail it down. What in this world is a juju bag?
It's actually one of Mikey's cargo shorts pockets is like his pockets are just fully stuffed to the brim. Like, if you guys, this is a niche reference, but like, you guys have probably seen Evan Lepler in real life. Like, he's always wearing cargo shorts that are just stocked the fuck up. And I'm imagining that like Mikey has like various accoutrements in either pocket, and I think his juju bag is just one of the side pockets of the cargo shorts that's full of various magical, items and energies and things of that nature. So
Love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess as far as the actual like spell, I guess that he's casting, um,
I
can
like
I choose?
imagining like Mystic Mikey's aura or magic to be centered in like, and this is all kind of just for flavor, but I like to imagine it being like wires and like electrical signals and like radio waves. So I almost imagine the Juju bag pocket, cargo pocket, just being like a pocket full of like different wires and stuff that you can like
Yeah.
manipulate, or maybe it could be like, a little personal radio that you've developed that you like take out and can use to like manipulate waves around the creature. But something along those lines I think would be flavorful.
That's kind of what I was imagining of like I don't know, like a sonar gun or something like that it can like beam like concentrated radio waves at this creature.
Yeah, I love it. What about just like you have like a receiver in the pocket and you pull out like on one of those twirly cords like just what looks like a radio receiver, a radio thing you talk into. I don't know how to say it other than that, but you like press a special button on that and like out pops like these waves that damage enemies, and they're like pretty visible because they kind of like ripple the air. I kind of like imagining them that way.
Yeah, I think it's like it looks like a walkie-talkie and it has a regular black button for talking, but it also has like a red button that's like covered by like one of those like flight switches, that's like in like a plane that you like flick open and then you push the button. And that's the equivalent of, I don't know, magic in this world, I suppose.
Sweet. Sounds good. So you do that.
So I guess I'm gonna try to attack the crab.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is a use magic.
Yeah. So when you use magic, you can inflict harm. You can enchant a weapon, but yeah, it is a use magic roll.
Okay. So use magic, what's the modifier on that?
It is plus weird.
Okay. See what happens. Oh no. Well, I did bad. I'm actually going to use a luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on a 12 plus, I'll offer you some added benefit. So you can choose an effect. We haven't used magic before in this game. And it's pretty cool. It's I think one of the things that sets this game apart in terms of its simplicity and elegance. So hats off to Monster of the Week. But basically what happens is if you succeed, you get to choose an effect, and the effects range from like inflicting harm, like I kick some ass, to like observing another place and time, or communicating with someone that you do not share a language with, or healing, or trapping, etc. But then on a 7 and 9, it works imperfectly. So you get one of the effects, and then you also get a glitch, which is like it's weakened, it's of short duration, you take harm, the magic draws immediate unwelcome attention, has problematic side effect. And then when you fail, it's like just the glitch and worse. So using luck is chill. And for the added benefit, I'll also, in addition to harming it, let you like trap it. So we can say like the waves like scramble up its legs and it like tumbles to the ground. So it takes 1 harm and kind of does this almost dodge roll adjacent thing where it kind of crumples into a heap. And Magic Marlene is kind of looking back at you doing this and like smiles in your direction as she continues off into the woods and successfully escapes. And you all catch up to the crab. You can also keep going after Magic Marlene, but this crab is kind of crumpled in a heap. Not like passed out, but like it's encumbered for a moment if you want to do anything in the moment before maybe fighting or maybe running away, whatever you want.
I think I'm going to jump on top of it and hold it down. Like it might be a little bit gratuitous, but a little adrenaline going on.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask, after having seen maybe some things spill out of Mikey's pockets, if he could pass me, a piece of like blue wire or something, because I want to tag it like I would in the field with a bird. Because I don't.
Interesting.
I don't think we should kill it. I think maybe we like hog tie its legs, tag it, and maybe try to bring it back towards the cave, see if it goes into the cave, see if there's other ones, you know what I mean? Like try to observe as opposed to just like brute force this guy.
Yeah, I think we can do that whether or not it's alive. I mean, I don't think this thing is going to like, I personally don't think that we're going to like gain anything by leaving this thing alive, I guess.
I don't know. I that makes sense to me. I just feel like it might be interesting to just not brute force everything and see if it maybe leads us to something, or I don't know.
Up to y'all. What I will say is whether you're hog tying it or tagging it or what have you, Lark, go ahead and roll me an act under pressure as you try to jump on top of it and do this dexterous thing.
Failed that.
All right.
Experience again?
Yeah.
Got a 3.
You'll mark experience unless you want to use luck. And so for a hard fail for act under pressure, what's going to happen is it's going to jab one of its like needle-like legs into you, just into your stomach, and you're going to take 2 harm as you feel this kind of like pin missile hit you in the stomach, and then you roll off of it kind of screaming in pain, and it stands up and runs away. Not in the direction necessarily of Magic Marlene in this case. It seems a little more spooked since you all had gone after it. So she was going kind of diagonally in a eastern direction, kind of more toward Ona's place. And if she continued that direction, she would eventually skirt around the outskirts of Beakslamp State Forest and make it to the ranger station. The crab actually takes off straight north, so like farther toward the where if you had walked through the woods that direction, you would eventually make it to the Moonfork Curling Club. So you assume she's pretty much out of danger, but you don't know. It disappears into the woods.
Damn. Lark, are you okay, man? That looks bad.
No.
Clinton, get like a Band-Aid or something. Marlene, are you all right? What happened?
You moron! What were you trying to do to it?
I wanted
to tie that thing up.
Yes,
it was trying to kill you.
I wasn't thinking.
Clearly.
So
let's save this specimen of the demon crab. I don't think that's necessarily that bad of an idea.
I think I should probably go to the hospital. I don't know. Like, if you guys want to try to kill it now, feel free. I don't know if it's gone.
I think it's gone. I think it's gone, bro. I think we missed our chance.
Okay, well, I should probably go to the hospital, right?
All right.
Like, if I got a big puncture in my stomach.
So mechanically, you don't need medical treatment until you've taken 4 harm and you're unstable. So you do have a puncture wound that you're bleeding out of, but also like y'all are kind of badasses at this point in game terminology. And so like you could go to the hospital and just get it sewn up and we can just do that. Or you can just like, you can fix it kind of yourself. You'll just still have 2 harm until you rest, which is coming up. Like, I don't anticipate you all getting into another like demon battle today, but you could. Depends on your choices.
Okay, well then I'm in favor of following it. If you want to, what are you thinking, Mikey? Do you want to check on Marlene? Obviously, she's going in a different direction and not in sight, but where should we go from here?
Yeah, I want to check in on Marlene because I also want to know like how this encounter happened. Like, did it just start running out of the woods? Did it just like run out of the woods and start chasing her? Like, what happened?
What do you want to do, Clinton? You want to come with me? You want to help Marlene?
I think if you're going after the monster, I'm trying to go with you. Let's go get it.
Okay, so Mystic Mikey's going after Marlene or going with the 2 heading after the monster?
I think my character would go with Marlene.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so Mystic Mikey takes off east. Meanwhile, Lark and Clinton give chase. And you make this decision in kind of a split-second moment. So it's not like that far ahead of you. The crab isn't. And you all kind of, when you make it to the wood line, you can mainly like hear it more than like see it. Because even though it's like a massive spider crab, it's not like, a towering building. It's kind of just like a big scary spider. And so you're tracking it through the woods, following the rustle of leaves as it makes its way north. Meanwhile, Mystic Mikey, Magic Marlene is a little farther away, but I'll give you a choice here as you kind of try to follow her. Do you think she would stay in the woods, or do you think she would try to like go back to town? Because that's kind of the fork in the road that you're on your tracking, and it will like decide whether or not you find her is the choice you make, whether you try to like walk into the woods and see, or just try to like walk around the outskirts of the woods and trace the path back into town.
I mean, based on what I know about her, I don't think she would go back into the woods.
Yeah. So you're kind of tracing the wood line, and then going back into town from there. Yeah. So you kind of make it to the bridge over the water to where you would go to Ona's place. And instead of taking it, which would lead you close to the wood line, you kind of double back toward Granite Lane. And once you make it to the road, you actually do see Magic Marlene walking back in the direction of St. Joseph's, so out of town. But since the road is like, one main road, you can kind of see her faint glowing outline, maybe like a couple of football fields lengths away. And as you jog to catch up to that, we will cut back to Lark and Mystic Mikey, who eventually come to a clearing, and they realize they've made it to the curling club. And you see the letters MFCC kind of drawn in this purplish paint that's cracking on the outside of this white veneered building, kind of a big ice cubey block made of cement. And you see the creature, your kind of heart skips a beat as you like are worried it's going to go inside. But instead you see it like almost like feeling around the outside of the building. And then it runs off into the woods again to the right. But in the time that it was like sniffing around the building, you're able to catch up, and I'll let you decide like what you want to do. Like, do you want to try to trap it again? Do you want to try to hurt it? What's kind of the idea as you run up to this massive crab that's like doing these weird like I don't know. It just looks like it's kind of like tiptoeing around outside the building.
Yeah, how badly hurt does it look? I guess like.
It doesn't look hurt. Like, it was tripped up by the radio waves, and like it took one harm because it's ignore armor. And so it looks like, a little ruffled and like a little spooked, but not like hurt.
Yeah, okay. My sense is kind of like maybe my initial rage and like gusto to kind of go fight it kind of has maybe during this long running period maybe died down a bit, and now I'm a bit more cautious.
You're tired.
And tired.
You've been running. So up to y'all what you want to do. As you're deciding, you can maybe even type it out in chat. Mystic Mikey catches up to Marlene, who Mikey, as you like get up right behind her, you hear that she is like crying a little bit. And kind of has her head in her hands.
Ooh, okay. Marlene, it's Mikey. Are you okay? And I like gently put a hand like on her upper back, in sort of a safe zone. Yeah,
I see. She kind of is a little startled when she hears your voice, and like skips away from you a little bit, but then when she realizes it's you, goes like, we've just been running into each other all day today, haven't we?
Yeah. Are you hurt? That thing looks scary.
No, I think I'm okay. It was wild though. I was just Well, it's kind of embarrassing, but there's this place like on weekends that I go that's just like I go up to the roof of the high school, and that's just kind of my hangout spot. And I saw this thing come out of the woods, and I was peering over the side while it was on the field. I was peering over the side of the building, and I guess like I must have made some noise or something, because it appeared to like notice me. I don't even know if that thing had eyes, but it was climbing up the side of the building. It was like all I could do to run down the fire escape and start making a beeline for the woods. So I'm pretty shaken up, Mikey. Did you know what that thing was? You really helped me out back there.
I didn't know what it was, but let's just say this isn't my first time fighting inexplicable interdimensional beings with a combination of strength and smarts.
Wow, that is so cool. I kind of wish I could be as cool as you one day, but like
You're so brave for taking that thing on, and sometimes the bravest thing you can do is keeping yourself safe.
was it really interdimensional though? It kind of just looked like a crab.
I study interdimensional beings for a living, and yes, I do believe this thing to be from another plane of existence.
Wow. She like looks into your eyes with these like, watery, like pouting eyes, and like actually goes to like kiss you. What do you do?
I like Mikey has never been kissed. He doesn't really know what to do. He closes his eyes. He doesn't like go in anymore. He just like closes his eyes and he tilts his head like cartoonishly to the side, like someone in like a sitcom or something like that, because I've only ever seen people kiss on TV. And just waits for her to plant one on him.
Nice. Yeah, she kind of like opens her eyes and sees what Mikey's doing and kind of like chuckle. Like Mikey doesn't really notice this because he's already pretty overstimulated, but like the audience sees her kind of like realize that like he has no idea what to do, and she kind of chuckles and like takes his head in like both her arms and like plants one on him. And she goes, well, this town's really lucky to have a hero like you. I'm excited to see you again sometime. And she kind of trots off down the road, leaving you there stunned. And meanwhile, Lark and Clinton, what are you doing about this giant crab?
I'm going to spend one of my connected dots questions.
Yeah.
I didn't get all of them written down when you told me at the beginning, but I want to know if
let me just pull them up to give you the full rundown. Okay. We've got, is this connected to current events more than they're saying? That's for like a person normally. Yeah. When and where will the next critical event occur? What does the monster want from this person? Is this connected to previous mysteries? How does this mystery connect to the bigger picture?
Yeah, I want to know how it's connected to the bigger picture. And I guess I want to know where the next critical event will happen, and then I'll save the last one for later.
Okay, so you're spending 2. When you kind of catch up to this creature, you are thinking back to the research that you did in the hospital, poring over your mom pages, the books that she left in your name, hoping that one day you would carry on the Helmsfolk tradition. And which one do you want to know first?
I want to know, I guess how it's connected to the big picture first.
Okay, so how does this mystery connect to the bigger picture? This crab, and you're kind of going on conversations that you had with Clinton as well when he was reading a bad situation and kind of getting the vibe of this creature. You surmise that the links between the kind of 3 inciting events that you've heard about or witnessed, there's the 7-foot humanoid fish there's this crab, and then there is the Linda Pugh debacle. And at kind of going on what you had already researched, Linda is relatively unrelated to the other two. And what you realize when you kind of witness this creature like sniffing up against the Moonfork Curling Club is that it's like a lot more primitive than what appeared to be the like motivation and intelligence of the other monster you fought. It like is a lot more related to what you would perceive to be just kind of a feral sea creature that's somehow surviving right now on dry land. So what you draw from this is it connects to the bigger picture in that the thing that you fought just last week and this thing come from the same place, but are perhaps at odds in their purposes for being here. And that is disconnected from the Linda Pugh event more than you might think, just considering they're all like maritime or marine biology related.
The other question was, where's the next critical event going to take place? And does that have to be, I'm thinking more so like, where is it headed as opposed to like, if it's going to attack someone else. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah. You're asking like, where is the crab going?
Yeah.
I got you. So you see like, as it's trying to, what you realize almost like pick up a scent, or like, it's trying to reconnect with its purpose, is essentially what it appears to be doing. And once it has done this, it kind of, to your surprise, like begins to walk towards you, but almost before making it to you, like you kind of rear up like you're trying to defend yourself. It like kind of scurries around you and Clinton and walks back to where it came. And what you can surmise from this is that it is here to go after what you can only imagine to be like Magic Marlene. Like it is here to neutralize a threat, or it is here to attack something. And what you saw it attacking before was Magic Marlene. So unless you witness it attacking something else, it seems like the next critical event is going to occur somewhere soon where Magic Marlene is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to get back to Mikey. Let's head back towards him.
Yeah, that actually synergizes quite nicely with Mystic Mikey's preparedness ability. Or maybe it's not preparedness, maybe it's another one. But basically it's like right place, right time. Or maybe it's man with the plan. It's some snappy name like that. But basically he succeeded on a roll where he gets to be somewhere with like the right tools whenever he wants. So that could synergize nicely with you having this information. But you all kind of trot back the way you came. The crab is now out of view. It's apparently going to plan kind of its next gambit, if it can think that complex. And you encounter Mystic Mikey just somewhere along Granite Lane, kind of like looking stupefied, off into a quickly darkening sky.
Mikey, I think the crab is going for Marlene. It turned around.
Guys, something awesome just happened.
And we'll end it there.
Weird America, would you give me this one thing? It's medieval, but it's as modern as something on the radio or the phone you can't put down. Weird America, I'll be seeing you around. Weird America, I'll be seeing you on the swells today.